Hi, it's Joy and today I'm going to be watching Fargo, Season 1, Episode 6, Buridan's Arse. I'm loving this show so much. Thank you so much, Albert, for sponsoring me. I'm really sorry that you have to see all of my weird bloopers and these unedited reactions. I cannot wait to see where the show is going to go next. It's definitely a show where it's really hard to predict what's going to come. You know, there are certain things that you can think, oh, his hand's going to be significant, or Molly's going to figure something out, or he's going to find out, like, but it's not a show where you're like, oh, that's going to happen, and that's going to happen, and that's going to happen. It is very much a show where I'm like, at all times. So I'm so excited to watch this. If you are on YouTube watching this in the future, this was sponsored on Patreon and it was available on Patreon unedited, so do feel free to check that out if you haven't already. And yes, let us go. Why are we seeing this random restaurant? Oh, is there some sort of dodgy dealings meeting in the back? What is this? Is this the people that Sam Hess works for?
Broke in there in the night, you know, something important like trust. You know, maybe,
I'm sorry, but he said, please can you go inside after getting the screws, and you just went in.
So about that 60-40 split there.
Why would you even bother with this dude?
Hey, why is there paper on the windows?
Rest in peace.
Sound like he's gonna pay? Give me that duffel over there and I'll tell you.
This guy is too trusting.
What's with all the duct tape?
Well, she's had a friend's. Thought it'd be safer.
It would be. It will be. I don't know that they're here and he knows where they live.
Said the fellow was real menacing in return.
Yeah, he was.
Had a police skin.
Yeah. He'll like you no matter what. I mean, doing anything reckless now is stupid because they'll just catch you.
What did you do?
Suspect of what? Murder? For Pearl? Did she?
He might murder you if you're not careful.
Heck, you're my brother. You should be on my side.
Heck.
A conspiracy? They're saying like
Mr. Creech is like, this is juicy.
There's something wrong with you, Lester.
I mean, there is.
Missing.
He's just gonna spiral and spiral. He might murder his brother. What is he doing? I mean, other than swapping them over, so that anyone that glances in will think Lester's there. I really want someone to walk in on him doing this. I mean, for Lester, this is fairly sophisticated planning.
Are we ready, Mr. Creech?
You wouldn't suspect anything was amiss. What is his game plan here? Oh, he stole a car. He stole car keys from someone. Now he's stealing a car. I mean, yeah. He was planning on shooting Malibu, but he didn't even get close.
Phoenix Farms. Not sure anybody's in yet. Dave, anybody in the offices yet?
Let me check.
Why couldn't she check?
What?
Kid's getting restless.
Give me an hour and head back.
Is he going to do the same thing? Is he going to bury the money?
Kid.
I mean, he didn't park for longer than a second or two.
Bothers me the most, you know.
Not the violence and the murders and all.
Well, of course that.
Thought about it. The 60-40 thing doesn't work for me.
Rest in peace, weird man. He was a bit useless at life. So the police will come in guns blazing and shoot the dude. Well, it was nice doing business with you. Please leave me a favourable review online. Thank you. Ah, clever. Oh, what's he gonna do? Is he gonna... Oh, is he gonna plant that somewhere else? Maybe at his brother's house or something to try and frame him? Oh, we did say give him someone so he can give him his brother. Is that the plan? Yeah, we're so obsessed he took some underwear and a picture. Think about what you're doing. I know he was horrible to you and he has been for a long time, but can you actually do this? God, is he trying to make it... I mean, Lester has lost it. He's gone off the plot. What's the goal here other than to mess with his... He's seriously doing this with a kid. Actually actively getting the kid involved.
Another run at Phoenix Farms, I'm thinking. Try to get an ID on that company car.
She's a dedicated cop. A good one.
Much like this
In short supply. The shooting reports, right?
Oh, jeez.
Your radio should be going
I don't know
off.
what that's about.
Oh, and in the blizzard no one can see anything. Oh, this trainer dude's gonna die. mean, his family might get a nice settlement if the police wrongfully shoot him. Yeah, oh, the tripwire. He wanted that so he could listen in. Oh dear.
Breach.
Is it going to happen again? Because I didn't notice the tripwire the first time. Oh, in the blindness, they can't see anything, so they're shooting him. So yes, it's going to be an inquiry now, as they have shot a bound man. He's bound. Are they going to try and pretend he wasn't? This is not normal being on this side of it, is it? He's like, look, I am an honest hitman. I am trying to do my hitman business. What does the meaning of this? Don't get shot, either of you, please. I'm very tense because there's two characters I genuinely like and one character I enjoy a lot, despite the fact that he's a murderous hitman who killed the dog. Is he making it look like he's been shot so that they'll think, oh, he's an easy target, he's been hit, but he hasn't? Yep. Ooh. Yep. Fargo. So now he's mad at Fargo, or at least if Fargo passed. I mean, rest in peace. If he passed, I mean, I was going to say the murdering scale has gone back up to its Fargo levels. Please be careful, Grimly, and please be careful, Molly. Oh God. Who is she up against? Please be okay, please be okay, please be okay. Was that Molly? It could have been Molly! No, 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 no. What the fuck, Fargo? I like Molly. I just said she was my favourite. Please say she's got a big vest on. Oh, there's blood. She's dead. That's why I told you she don't just shoot. She was the one who was going to solve this thing. He's not going to solve it. No, he's been a bit delayed, the hitman, in trying to get to you, so... Oh my goodness.
What was that?
What the fuck is happening? So he's missed the fish falling. But is his son alive? If he just told him to stay in the cabin. Firstborn sons. God's not happy. Maybe you should have been nice to him while he was alive. Goodness. He's genuinely back and no one noticed. Okay, Lester, for you, that was some nifty crank planning. So is he now going to say, oh, it was my brother I was protecting? Because he did it. I mean, that was pretty masterfully done. You're very lucky they didn't notice you were missing, but congrats. 10 out of 10. Evil mastermindery. Okay, so I definitely enjoyed that episode, although I'm very stressed and sad because if Molly is dead and it looks like Molly is dead, then I'm very sad because she was the one I was like, she's going to solve it. She's going to solve her son. And I really was kind of rooting for her. And I mean, the show was definitely setting up the concept of her and Grimmy liking each other, but I was like, this is probably the kind of show where they'll die. But I didn't think if she was going to die, it would happen in episode 6. And he shot her. I mean, you do not just fire in a blizzard. You maybe, I don't know. I mean, I get why he did it because there was lots of shots being fired. He'd heard Molly call out stop. Then there were shots, and then someone was coming towards him, and it wasn't identifying herself as a police officer as Molly. So I get why he shot from like a human point of view, but from a police point of view, you should not just be shooting aimlessly. You should at least be like, police stop, and then she'd have been like, it's me. I mean, okay, yeah, sure, then he could have got shot himself, so it is a hard thing to do, but that blizzard was terrifying, like all the people in the blizzard. And what happened to Freddy Coat dude? Is he still out there? And obviously Malvo definitely escaped. Now what Malvo's plan was with the Supermarket King, we still don't know exactly. I mean, he got his plan with the dude that was Batman in the Supermarket King. He's now been murdered by the police, who I guess are going to cover it up and say he was the shooter. He was never restrained, because it makes them look better if they killed a shooter rather than if they killed an innocent man who was a hostage in his own home. But then what is the rest of his plan with the Supermarket King? Obviously he's now lost everything. He's given that money away. He's lost his son, who despite treating like shit he cared about. So I'm intrigued. A lot of these characters are at breaking points of where they're going to go next. I'm really sad about Molly. I'm kind of going to assume she's dead until next week just because there was a lot of blood and he seemed to hit her like straight on, so maybe she's savable, especially as it's cold, but then I don't know when ambulances get to her. So yeah, I'm not sure how Grimley's going to cope with this or recover with this. I'm fingers crossed that Molly is going to pull through, but I don't get my hopes up too high. And then we have Lester's genius plan. I mean, the minute the guy next to him barely was like able to move or talk and was covered in bandages, I was like, oh, he's going to escape with the bandages on his head. But his plan was so elaborate, and the fact that it went off without a hitch is fantastic. You know, no one else came to check on him the rest of the day. No police officers came to talk to him the rest of the day. He's very lucky that Molly and co had gone to Duluth rather than wanting to come and see him. And then, you know, the other guy didn't call out or make any fuss during those hours. We moved him back into his bed, and now he's back and he's planted the evidence on his brother. Now, I don't particularly like his brother. I think there have been points this season where you could see his brother was making a real effort to be a good brother, but then it shouldn't necessarily take a big effort to be a good brother. They are not close, but he is right in that there's something missing in Lester, and it is definitely something that's become more apparent over the course of this series, like as he keeps making these dark decisions. But he made those dark decisions with very little prompting. He was already in a place in his life where he felt like that. And it is very easy for people to snap, but it's most commonly like when white men snap, where they get away with it. So I'm very new to see where the show is going to go next. Molly's injury and or death is definitely going to put a halt in plans. Malvo now knows that Fargo is potentially after him, especially if they passed on his name. That is an issue he's going to have to deal with, as well as potentially not being there in time to deal with whatever he was going to do with the supermarket gang. I'm glad the blizzard finally came. The blizzard was terrifying. A lot of shooting going on in blizzards. I wouldn't recommend. So yeah, this was a really, really good episode. And thank you so much, Albert, for requesting I watch this show. I'm very like, try not to think about Molly too much because I really liked her. Maybe she's fine. I don't know. Don't spoil me. In the next episode, if she is fine, I'll be like, Molly! So that is this episode, this week's reaction. If you're on YouTube, like I said at the beginning of the reaction, you can check out the full reaction of this on Patreon. Yes, huge thank you, Albert. Thank you for watching, everyone.